the news that just caught my breath though was literally around, my dad and some of his health challenges this year. And then when I look back on it, I was like, wow, this has been going on for like a year, but I didn't really recognize that that was going to be the beginning of what has materialized to date. And so you're thinking, oh, this is just one instance. Oh, yeah, he's good. He's fine. And then, something else comes. So I will say that just like you are prayerful, I've been prayerful, but my prayer was to prepare us for what we need to be prepared for. I think in the past, your prayers are, Lord, make a way out of no way, show up, reveal yourself in these ways, heal no matter what, like make certain that, this person or your parent can, see some of these mile markers. And God has blessed us to see some mile markers. He blessed us to see Avery graduate. They were able to see us celebrate 30 years. My dad celebrated 80 years. Then they celebrated their 58th wedding anniversary. And then we celebrated Thanksgiving. And now we're, up on the next holiday. So I will say that we're filled with gratitude based on these milestone moments because you just never know. And the other, great thing is, my dad's sense of humor is still like there, even throughout. And how I'm managing some of this is I have, started going back to counseling. There have been people who have like said, "Why? I don't understand. Like, why are you going to counseling? Like, nothing catastrophic has happened. I mean, you should just wait until something happens." And I was like, well, grief and loss are grief and loss. And loss doesn't necessarily have to come through something that's catastrophic, but it can come from areas where, they don't really readily share advice with you anymore. Or you don't have like some of those long-winded conversations or that funny, crazy laugh. I know I have a funny, crazy laugh, but my dad has one that's crazier than me. And it's not as amplified like as it once was. And so you look at some of these moments and it's like, everything to me is like chipping away at something. And to me, that is the loss, that I feel. So I'm so grateful that I do have counseling to kind of share and to help me manage and even just to talk through, things as well. The other benefit is just having like a great family. I know my mom is always like, girl, I've seen it be a whole different way. And the way that, you and your sister show up, and, I have to give shout out to my sister. And I also give just kudos to my mom because she's just a superb partner. And I know that she knows what's best, but sometimes I would like for her to hear some of my advice a little more intently because I'm more process based, more research based, kind of like we were talking about the whole AI episode. Like I'm like that in this right here too. And so, but I do think that even she and I are coming to a point where it just takes her longer to process the information that I see like outright. And I have to be willing to be patient, in that moment until she actually sees it. And then she'll say, Helen, let's talk about some of the ideas that you came up with. So I can't, be so rushed in my approach. I just have to just kind of say, okay, God, which way do you want this to go? And then some other ways I've managed this is, I have sang some hymns and I mean some old school hymns where it's like, I don't know how this is going to go because there have just been, moments of trauma where you're like, is this it? Is this great? Is this what steps is it going to be? I don't know. But thankfully so far, he's kept us just to, like I say, see another day. And even with my own living, kind of like you said, your son was like asking questions about death. I mean, you start asking those questions even as an adult. Like, I'm not even promised to be here like today or next week. So we all have to live each day, like and maximize that. So I would say that has been something that I've been learning as well.